Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm just going to try and do a quick video summarizing my Bachelor reaction recap series, and I'm just going to focus on these main themes that ended the Bachelor season. So one, Matt James should definitely see a therapist. And number two, the producers have been absolutely horrendous this season. The producers managed to tank a season that was supposed to be about the first Black Bachelor by completely editing out anything that had to do with race. Matt is apparently a Christian, and we only saw him do a prayer, but we didn't find anything else about him. We really didn't know anything about him. If it wasn't for people, searching stuff up on Twitter, then we wouldn't have found anything about his family, what he likes to do, what his job is, his friends are. We wouldn't find anything because the producers completely edited it out. And they focused so much on the drama and only cherry-picked certain scenes to make it look like there was more drama than it actually was. Because as we saw in the women's tell-all, even though there was some beef between Chelsea and Katie, Chelsea pointed out, look, like it wasn't as bad as the way people were thinking about it. People were just cherry picking things. And the producers chose to focus on the white women, really. White women who weren't even anywhere near in terms of what we perceived as having a close relationship with Matt. They completely sidelined the women of color. We didn't get to know anything really about the women, what they liked, what their hopes and dreams were. Absolutely horrendous. They just took this as a chance to just be like, okay, here, you wanted the first Black Bachelor, here you guys go. But they're not going to put any effort to make it interesting at all. I mean, the dates weren't romantic. Even though Nemacolin is beautiful, they just didn't seem to invest in making this a good season for the first Black Bachelor. Matt James, he needs a therapist. He should have never been the Bachelor. He should have never accepted it. Sources were saying that, not my sources, but the sources that were reporting on the whole Bachelor season, they said that because Matt's Tyler's friend, that's the reason why he was picked to be the Bachelor, but Matt should have declined because he was only picked because during the Black Lives Matter protest last year, some of the fan base was freaking out. They said, well, it's been 25 seasons and you haven't had a Black Bachelor, so you need to diversify your Bachelor picks, and you also need to diversify the female contestants that appear on The Bachelor. And they just picked Matt James. And like I said in my last video, Matt James was an Obama pick. He's biracial, comes from a single family household, doesn't have a close relationship with his father, has a white mom, has troubles identifying with his blackness. The only thing I think Obama is a little bit deviating on that. Also virtually unknown. Like I said, I explained it in the last video. But Matt needs a therapist. He still has unresolved issues going back to his father cheating on his mother, and his father being Nigerian, so Matt's half African, him being comfortable with his blackness, him being blissfully ignorant when race and racial discrimination and racist actions towards him, he's just blissfully ignorant of it, because I think in the back of his mind he thinks that, well, I'm white too, so it might not affect me as much, or I'm white too, so this person doesn't really mean what they mean. Case in point, Hannah Brown, when she said the N-word. And I feel like Matt's experienced these types of things growing up and being more with his white side, and it's like he's running away from that. Now, I'm sure Matt, he's come on Twitter to try and defend himself and try and say that, he's really in tune with what's going on in America, but from his actions, Matt does not seem like he's comfortable in his blackness. He seems like he's running away from it. I mean, he's half Nigerian from his dad's side, regardless of what his dad did, and maybe his dad not being as connected to him in his life, doesn't mean he should use that as an excuse to not explore that part of him. I mean, I'm Nigerian descent. Nigeria has so many ethnicities and cultures and food. There are so many things he could have explored, but Matt doesn't seem like he wants to have anything to do with that. So yeah, he picks Rachel. After the final rose I watched, it was kind of boring. Chris Harrison wasn't there. Emmanuel Acho was there, and Emmanuel Acho just comes off as disingenuous to me. I don't feel like he's genuine, or he just is clueless about things, because he, from the edits on after the final rose, just on the edits alone, I feel like he coddled Rachel so much. He was asking questions that most of the audience, I think, wanted to know about, but he was kind of leading her, like pushing her to try and hug Matt and trying to make her seem like she knows more, she will learn more than she actually is willing to. Whereas with Michelle, when Emmanuel was talking to Michelle, I feel like he just maybe asked one or two questions and didn't really get her to explain herself more. So Matt, he pretty much said that he's gonna leave Rachel to figure out her social justice journey on her own. I don't think Rachel cares or is gonna do any of that, but Matt can keep being blissfully ignorant. I think he only dumped Rachel because of the backlash and people being upset that the first black bachelor happened to choose someone who comes from a racist family and is racist herself. And again, I think this is points back to Matt's upbringing and him needing therapy and just going on a journey to really connect with his blackness. Because Matt said on the after the final rose ceremony, he said that he was disappointed that Rachel did not understand what it was like to be a black man in America. And I looked at that and was like, Matt, she's white. Why would she have any type of idea of what it's like to be a black man in America? It's like he was willing to be blissfully ignorant that he was dating someone, the whole I don't see color. I think he was perfectly fine with that. He's been trying to date women like Rachel all his life, and it's only ever ended with maybe one or two dates, maybe a hookup, but never a real relationship. He's completely ignoring that girls like Rachel, oh, they might date you for clout, but they're not trying to actually get with you in real life. They don't really like you. They don't like black people. Sorry, Matt. So he needs a wake up call. I don't know if this show was his wake up call, but he needs therapy. He has a lot of issues to work out, identity issues, relationship issues, and until then, Matt's not going to be in any serious relationship. I don't know if he even wants one right now. He seems to want to be a party boy. So yeah, I'm going to end with that. And then with Michelle and Katie, we found out they're going to be bachelorettes. Katie's season's going to come up, and then Michelle's season's going to come up after. Michelle, she deserves the best, absolutely the best. She's mature, she's confident, she's pretty, she's smart. She seems like she just knows what she wants, and she deserves someone that's going to be on her level. So shout out to Michelle. Yeah, hope she does great. So that's all I'm gonna do. This is the summary of the Bachelor series. Be sure to check out my upcoming videos because I'm gonna be doing a kind of like podcast style talk with a classmate of mine, Michael, and we're gonna be talking about March Madness because it's been truly mad for the first two rounds. So yeah, be sure to be on the lookout, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.